Welcome back, all of you lovely listeners out there, and we are having yet another incursion here for
Ooh.
Disinformed After Dark. I'm Shane.
I'm Michael.
I'm Courtney.
So, we were continuing on off topic following our previous After Dark, and we elected to do yet another one because we got on an interesting thread of what my future is going to be in the performance industry. But before we do that, I'll explain that we are the hosts of an ever popular podcast called the Disinformed Podcast, which flees your preferred provider app every marvelous Monday morning. We like to talk about random esoteric nonsense and lie about it. But this is our little video companion podcast. It's a lot of fun. We do it specifically for you here on the Tubes of You, and it's delightful. But we were talking about other individuals making very entertaining video content. And I have said, and no one can steal this, but my future is going to be I am going to just run a Pepperbilly Pete parody TikTok where I do my own special recipes and talk about, wash your shower sauce and all the different things I would do with roadkill. So that's delightful. But an interesting topic for discussion here. What's everybody's top 3 favorite, TikTok producers or creators?
I'm going to be the person that has to go on the other side and talk about YouTube instead.
Well then do that. But you were just talking about people making stuff
Both
on
of
TikTok.
those are no. Both
Oh,
of
they're
those are
YouTubers.
YouTube channels.
Okay,
so
well
I
then
will,
there
I
you
will
go.
talk
I stand
about both of
corrected.
them. Yes. So there's a person YouTube channel by the name of Ordinary Sausage. So essentially what he does is he'll take either meals from fast food places or just general like cook your own stuff, and then he'll turn it into a sausage and he'll fry it and eat it right on camera. It's super fascinating just seeing the stuff that he comes up with. One of my favorite ones, I think it's an older one where he makes it out of a whole Happy Meal. He just takes a whole Happy Meal and just grinds it up in a meat grinder, puts it into a sausage and fries it up and eats it.
Now, does he have like the apple slices in there as well, or ended beverage?
Like, yep. Well, I don't know if you
the
can.
toy?
I don't. No, it's got to be edible. It's got to be edible.
Oh well, that's a caveat.
That's the crossover episode with Will It Blend?
Oh, now that is a good channel. I have not watched in a good long while. Just anything that channel would do, like, oh, controller dust, don't breathe this, like just prime YouTube. That will be my third one. Will It Blend is a good one. And then my last one that I will just go on binge watches is How to Basic. Is absolutely one of my favorite YouTube channels of all time. They've been doing this for years, and they'll just make like they'll try and game the system by having a how to make a Happy Meal, or how to make Dr. Pepper, or how to drive a car,
Nice.
how to fix your laptop if it has a virus. And they'll start off by setting up the system, or setting up the channel, or setting up the video by kind of like introducing, like if it's a cooking one, they'll have the list of ingredients. They'll make it seem very, very, by the numbers, like this is what it should be.
Okay.
And then they'll start tweaking it or doing something weird or very absurdist about it. One of my favorite ones is how to make a ramen. And so they cook the noodles, they cook the broth, they show how to make the broth. But then when they get to the part where they're serving it, they will add noodles, and then they'll add noodles, and then they'll add noodles. And by the time, and they'll just keep adding noodles, and they'll repeat that message, like add the noodles to the soup. And then by the time at the end, you just see their whole table is covered with noodles. Their kitchen is covered with noodles. The floor is covered with noodles. They slip and fall into the noodles. Noodles cover
It's literally
them.
my dream life.
It's
that you're
fantastic. It just goes way overboard.
Use your
this
noodle.
Guy has a fascination with eggs. So those are like really good cooking-esque, like aside from the Will It Blend YouTube channels.
Well, fabulous. I know Courtney's the professional here, so
yes.
This is going to be what we're paying our money for.
Oh, no.
Learn us good.
My taste in TikTok varies so much that I get down these rabbit holes of just weird crap. But I would think, like, right now, I would say my top 3 favorite TikTok creators, Under the Desk. V, actually, she just launched a podcast, and it's fantastic.
How tawdry.
And everybody should go listen. It's called V Interesting. The next one that I really love is One Lane Studios, mostly because I keep buying her art. She draws adorable animal art, and I'm obsessed with collecting weird animal art.
Yep, tracks.
So I have 4 pieces by her, and she is like one of the sweetest people. I talk to her on Instagram every so often, and she's just wonderful human being. So give her all your money.
Aw.
And then I have an honorable mention one because I can't remember the name of the creator, but my third favorite is Robert Irwin, son of the famed Steve Irwin, and his TikTok account is so wholesome and pure. Every time he comes up on my For You page, I send it to my sister because she has a huge crush on him because he's just adorable. The other one, and Shane, I think you've also seen this guy's TikToks, but he does the vintage recipes.
Yes, that is B. Dylan Hollis, who is most
Yes.
certainly my favorite of all TikToks. He's, I stole it from Melissa, admittedly, but yeah, once she got me started, I am absolutely hooked because he's so effervescent and erudite, and he's also a musician as well. So you can see him just randomly playing music. But then he also has a really great YouTube equivalent as well, where he takes like 20 to 30 minutes and shows you a full run of the recipe where he's not just screaming at you the whole time. He also explains what the origin of the recipe is, the time frame where it started. Like, it really informative, incredibly fascinating, and he's just very well informed, which I really appreciate as someone who lies for a living. So yes, he is absolutely my favorite. I would have thought you would have gone for my other run, which is, and he naturally doesn't have a ready memorable, but the at is MNDIAYE_97. But you will see him constantly because he is the one who is the supremely well-informed animal enthusiast who talks about the various
animal...
Like, y'all might have seen this, but this is a terror pigeon on steroids. Like, very funny, incredibly creative, but throws out a bunch of interesting animal facts. But he is infinitely more entertaining and comes up with the most creative euphemisms for animals that I have ever encountered. Like, he's delightful. And so that's the one I would routinely run with. And then, of course, I'm much to Melissa's chagrin, a Pepper Billy Pete fanatic, because that man's just so bizarre that he's basically like if Dr. Phil ran a cooking show. That's what this guy sounds like. It fascinates me. But to steal some of Michael's thunder on that run as well, for my YouTube preferences, I sit and waste hours watching Adam Savage and his Tested channel. And he talks about being a maker. He makes a wealth of sort of cinema props and things that I just watched him make the knife from Inglourious Bastards. Which is he does Aldo the Apache's glorious knife that he uses to etch the swastika into people's foreheads, which is delightful. But he's made like the Mandalorian's gun. He's made an assortment of armor. He made a full Iron Man Mark I suit, which he essentially had somebody else do a basis of it, but then he helped to spruce it up a bit. So his very fascinating stuff. You can lose hours on that man's page.
I did see him try and recreate the maze sculpture from The Shining. That was actually the one that I did see.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Wrong maze. But yeah, where he actually went into detail about how vague it was and the not really good information that you can get from the movie about how the maze was designed. And it was really fascinating because he goes into such detail about every little thing. So yeah, no, I definitely recommend that channel too.
Yeah, he just did an excursion over to Jack White's vinyl pressing plant in Detroit and went through the process of how they have a live recording set up in there, and you can record directly to a vinyl and how they go through that process. The equipment used, really fascinating. So that is my favorite, easy fodder, and of course then other stuff that talks about sports balls, and so we can't discuss it here. That's gonna ruin everybody and mess our algorithm up.
Yay, sports ball.
Indeed. But so it was an interesting topic. I'm sure that Mr. Watkins will be happy to weigh in with his own particular preferences. Mostly, I'm sure it involve auto-tuning Smash Mouth. But other than that, I think that gets you a little insight into our viewing habits. And as per usual, Michael craves engagement. So tell us in the comments what you like to
Yeah.
check out, and maybe we can take part as well. We'll
Mhm.
see what your particular preferences and peccadillos are. So give us some recommendations and referrals here. We always need more entertainment.
Yes.
But of course, if you are digging this and you thought this was entertaining, bless you. But you can give us an indication. Michael's got some instructions for you.
Smash that like button, ring the bell, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and because I forgot this last time, you could also hit the join button too if you really, really want to. I think we have that. I'm not sure.
Yes, I have been a devoted cult leader since 1997, I believe. I was accredited and officially listed as
Nice.
a psychopath. So
It's
Warren
always good.
Jeffs beat me out, though, because he's far more deplorable than I am. So unfortunately, I'm always playing catch up. But,
You didn't make the top 10 times cult leaders of the year or whatever.
No, I haven't even been given an honorable mention. I've got a dishonorable mention once, which was nice. But working on the accreditation. That's
Take
where
what
we're
you
at.
can get.
Indeed. And
Mhm.
speaking of taking what you can get, if you're looking to find more content, we've got a link tree down below with all of our relevant socials, including our TikTok. And of course, once you subscribe here, you'll be able to get all of our marvelous material here also, which just wings your way at random. But typically, you'll be seeing these things on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, in addition to a slew of shorts that you'll be getting from Michael at all hours of the day. I swear he's put one on every 20 minutes. So you're bound to find it.
I
We're like
could.
Law and Order on cable. At some point you got a good chance of seeing us.
Yeah, get into our shorts. It'll really make Michael's day.
Please. Please.
Hey, that's a t-shirt. Get into our shorts.
Yeah.
John
just
will
dive
never be
right
happier.
into our shorts.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Only I can fit in my shorts, unfortunately. But you're welcome to try.
Not with that attitude.
Indeed, not in this economy. So I believe that is going to wrap it up like my shorts for this particular installment of Disinformed After Dark. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate seeing you as always. And so it just occurred to me that I neither mentioned on this week's episode or on the last After Dark that I want something wonderful to happen to you today. So, shows what a wonderful migraines are marvelous, friends. I'll recommend them.
You
But
get a big pass.
so,
Yeah.
I hope something wonderful happens to you today. It's not a migraine. And I'm sure that Superfan Steven's with me on that one because we both had one on the same day. It's a good run. But so I think that's going to finally put the nail in this particular coffin or the streak in my sight. So, for Disinformed After Dark this week, I am still the Black Blur.
And I still don't remember my
Your new name is
title.
Clueless. So
I am Very. And I'm also Algernon Greer.
And Danger Ravioli.
And Danger Ravioli. I like that better.
Creepy Clarky, yes.
And I'm just your average poor.
I'm just
Just pour some pour
And life
on
is
me.
a nightmare.
Whew.
And zippity zoop, we're out of here.